Far-right conspiracy theorist and all-around loon Laura Loomer is apparently behind the scenes building a closer and closer relationship with that guy. Donald Trump and Laura Loomer, big buds for some reason. Who saw that mashup coming? But many in even the Trump circle are worried about this and think that this is a strange thing to do to bring in independence, convince people to support you. And Donald Trump was asked questions about these new reports earlier today, and this is what he had to say about it.
What do you say to your Republican colleagues or your allies who are concerned about your close relationship with Laura Loomer?
Well, I don't know what they would say. Laura's been a supporter of mine, just like a lot of people are supporters, and she's been a supporter of mine. She speaks very positively of the campaign. I'm not sure why you asked that question, but Laura is a supporter. I don't control Laura. Laura has to say what she wants. She's a free spirit.
She made racist remarks about your opponent. She also espoused conspiracy theories about 9/11. Do you disavow those remarks?
Well, I have to see what the remarks are. You're telling me for the first time we're here discussing the destruction of San Francisco and California by a person that's running for president. So I don't even know what you're talking about. I do know that she may have said something based on what you're telling me, but I don't know what she said. But I'll go take a look and I'll put out a statement later on, but I really don't know, please.
Oh, I can't wait for the statement. Let's check Truth Social. I bet it's out by now. It's been a few hours. Obviously, that's never going to come. By the way, note to all reporters, when you're gonna ask a question like that, which you should, and you're going to say this person said something, you have the quote, okay? Because he's gonna say, I don't know what you're talking about, I don't know the quote, so you read it to him. That's what you do. He still will pretend he doesn't have to answer the questions, but that was what I would do. By the way, that presser that you just saw there with the world's shakiest podium was one in which he brushed off the fact that there have been bomb threats in Springfield, apparently tied to the conspiracy theories that he's spreading there. He ignored a fact check of the eating the dogs thing and just pressed on with his life. He accused the FBI of defrauding America by making up crime data. And he also said that David Muir's hair isn't as good as it was 5 years ago. All of that from the man who would be president. But obviously the big topic there, he doesn't know why he's being asked about Laura Loomer, but I think we all understand. If you're new to politics, maybe this is your first election really paying attention to this, you might not be that familiar with Laura Loomer, and I wish more Americans could join you in that. But she's one of the craziest people in this whole thing. Like, one of the craziest, one of the dumbest. We call Matt Gaetz stupid. We call Marjorie Greene conspiratorial. She makes them look relatively reputable. She's just a legitimate crazy person. You listen to one sentence out of her mouth, you take a look at her face and it's very clear, and she has the track record to prove that. It is truly strange for a guy who wants to be president, fresh off a whooping at a debate, to be gallivanting around the country with her for some reason now. I have theories as to why he might be doing this now more than before, but what do you all make of this and his answers there?
Hey, don't scroll away. Come back. Because before the video continues, we just want to urge you to lend your support to TYT. You power our honest reporting. You do it at tyt.com/team, and we love you for it. One of our members just wrote in with a very saucy theory on it. All right, we'll get to that in a minute. So first off, for those of you who don't know, not only is Laura Loomer has said like the most outrageously racist things against Muslims, but again, in America, especially in the right wing, that's Tuesday. But she says, yeah, I'm a white nationalist, and she has said that America is a white Judeo-Christian ethno-state. So forget democracy, it should be a state based on white Christian and Jewish identity only. And not only it should be, it is, she says. And that's, so look, if you're Donald Trump and you just ran into her, let's say you even took a picture with her. I'm not gonna get on you for it, I get it. There's a lot of people with a lot of crazy thoughts. You didn't know her, but wait a minute, you've been spending a long time with her. She's on the plane, she went with you to commemorate 9/11. Later we'll tell you she's a 9/11 conspiracy theorist, of course, right? You're taking advice from her. A couple of the lunatic conspiracy theories like the cats and dogs getting eaten are from Laura Loomer. And I didn't know this, I found this out today. It turns out Kamala just turned black, also from Laura Loomer. So You're spending all this time with her, getting your thoughts from her, and Trump, first of all, let me clarify the main reason why Trump's hanging out with her. Because Trump is Laura Loomer. It's not like there's a credible presidential candidate and they happen to get hoodwinked and they had no idea about what she believed. No, Trump believes the same exact hateful things she does and the same lunatic conspiracy theories she does. You can't name one ridiculous conspiracy theory that Laura Loomer's come up with that Trump doesn't believe. It doesn't exist. So they're the same person. And then there's the interesting theories otherwise. But the bottom line is, yeah, when she says, like, of course it should be a white nationalist ethno state, that's not that big a surprise to Donald Trump. And the fact is, if you take him at his word and you're MAGA and he's the demigod and he never lies, okay, well in that case, you've got a thermonuclear political person next to you that is going to burn tons of votes, maybe millions of votes, because I know MAGA, you think that everybody should be as hateful and ignorant as you are, but sorry, the rest of the country isn't. So if you want to win, doing this is so stupid. So thank you very much for being this dumb. But how about your candidate? How about he's a strategic genius? Why is he walking around carrying a toxic person around who's going to burn all those votes for him? Because at a bare minimum, he's a dumbass. He never checks anything. He just, oh yeah, they're eating cats and dogs. By the way, she didn't even say dogs. He added in dogs. So of course, look, this is starting to become gaslighting. I mean, it's been for a long time, but Donald Trump is not just, oh, he's slightly worse. Oh, I'm slightly worried about him. The guy is mentally unstable, period. He's totally mentally unstable. If you don't acknowledge that, you're not a serious person. You're just a goofball who doesn't understand anything about politics, can't understand the words that are spoken, or you think mainstream media hates Donald Trump? No way. They're scared to death of him in a lot of ways. Yes, they attack him from time to time, no question about it. I'm not denying that they attack him by doing things like fact checks, and they're like, oh, what an attack, that's so unfair, they should just let him lie all the time. But do they truly understand? They don't. You know why? Because they believe in great man myths. And so they think Donald Trump was president, he's a great man, he must have strategy behind this Laura Loomer thing. He can't possibly believe the conspiracy theories she does. Of course he does. He's not a great man. He's a tiny man who is very mentally unstable. So much more on Laura Loomer and her attacks against Kamala Harris's ethnicity, which could prove problematic for JD Vance. All that coming up, Franny.
Yeah, there's so much to say about Laura Loomer, but if I were Kamala Harris, I would absolutely start running ads with all of the things that Laura Loomer has said and say, yeah, this is who he's hanging out with. See for yourself. And I agree with you that sometimes mainstream media just goes way too high with this. They feel like they don't need to talk about, these characters in the subterranean MAGA movement like Loomer or like Nick Fuentes, but they should. And sadly, we know their names, but we should know their names because this is Nazi stuff. Like the other thing that even Kamala Harris doesn't go hard enough. I mean, she rarely even talks about being a black woman and being a woman, which I think a lot of people are excited about, and for many different strategic reasons. But let's be clear, dude is a Nazi. This week, he's been spinning and regurgitating Nazi talking points out of Springfield from a guy who was in a group called Blood Pride. How is he not a Nazi? Let's take it from his wife, Ivana, that he had Mein Kampf on his bedside table. This is time and again. So the other thing we all are pretending, other than he should be running for president, that all of his criminality shouldn't bar him from becoming president, that he could somehow be president while in prison, is that he's not an out and out white nationalist. Just like Laura Loomer said, he's a white nationalist. And I will just say, Cenk, to correct you, it's not a white nationalist ethno state. It's a white nationalist ethno state of filler. And so don't forget the role that Botox and filler play in this future perfect race world country that we will live in.
Francesca, really fast, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe a fact check. It wasn't Mein Kampf, it was a book of Hitler's speeches, which I think is worse because it's a deeper cut. It's like you could say Mein Kampf is a famous book, I should be familiar with this, but like you're studying his speeches? Okay, interesting. But anyway, It's so strange. Oh, by the way, I got fact checked. Well, not fact checked. I didn't assert anything, but I asked a question. I said, I wonder if he's given his put out a statement. So he did actually 10 minutes before we went live. He says, Laura Loomer doesn't work for the campaign. Dude, she's on your private jet. Many people work for the campaign that you're not literally hugging by your side at memorial events. So it's way worse than working for the campaign. She's a private citizen and longtime supporter. What does that have to do with any of this? I disagree with the statements she made, but like many millions of people, blah, 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 they're being mean to me. Okay, well, now to the media. Says he disagrees in general. He's not gonna acknowledge any specific thing that she said, any of the wildly Islamophobic, homophobic, racist comments. She's wild conspiracy theories beyond the wildest fantasies of anyone from the Daily Wire, Fox News, or OAN. And so now, get those specific comments, and at his next presser, start to read the things she said. The insanely racist comments about Kamala Harris. She has years of this going back, bizarre stunts and all that. He is now saying it's not a problem. I don't have a problem with it. I'm gonna keep her by me. So now is your turn to step up and ask some necessary follow-ups there.
Thanks for watching. If you become a member, you get to watch all this ad-free, except for, of course, this ad. Still, hit the join button below.